What's up, guys? This is not gonna be your typical vlog. Actually, yeah, I'm actually pissed off. Well, the reason why I'm pissed off, mad, is because of this. Actually, a post from Philippine Colegian. Okay, I'll say this in Filipino. Kinundina ng mga mag-aaral ng UP ang deklarasyon ni Pangulong Duterte na ipapasa ilalim sa batas militar ang buong Mindanao matapos ang pag-atake ng teroristang grupong mawete sa lungsod ng Marawi, Lanao del Sur, ika-24 o 24 ng Mayo sa bulwagang Palma, Anila. Hindi kagyat na solusyon ang batas militar na suliranin ng mga mamamayan at higit pa itong makadaragdag sa kaso ng paglabag sa karapatang pangtao ng mga sibilyan. Nagsindi ng mga kandila ang nakibahagi sa pagtatapos ng programa bilang pakikiisa at pakikiramay sa biktima at mga nasawi sa pag-ataking ito. Okay, I'll show you guys some pictures here, okay? Okay. I hope you guys can see this, but I'll do post and add the pictures here on this video. Okay, fight for justice and lasting peace. Stand up, che. Imperialismo ibagsak, or down against imperialism, no to martial law. It's like, and acts of terrorism, we are with the people of Marawi, and imperialism. And look at this. This is not pictures of each individual. We are the people of what? Marawi? Yeah, don't get me wrong here. Look at this. Wow. Okay, struggle for national democracy, AB Mascom, stop military operations. Are you fucking kidding me? Stop military operations. We get a Mawete terror group. Are you kidding me? Fight for just and lasting peace. Imperialism. Down against imperialism. And I'll just say this in English. The original post. The University of the Philippine students does not agree with the declaration of President Rodrigo Duterte to put the whole Mindanao under martial law. This is after the attack of the Mawete group in the city of Marawi in May 24, 2017. They don't agree with the military force against the what do you call it? Oh, God. Against I can't say this. I'm having trouble. Against the human rights. And this will be added for the case, and I'm guessing this for Duterte, like a case against Duterte. Now they actually have a visual here, planting like candles, lighting up candles for unity, and they got this hashtag stand with Marawi, pray for Marawi. Okay, down against imperialism. What does that connect to? to the martial law. to the case, to the situation in Marawi, in Mindanao. You guys does like I don't know. I haven't even watched the protest, but picture says 1,000 words here. Are you guys even from actually UP? And acts of terrorism? It's like you're against the use of military force against a terrorist group, but then at the same time you're against military force. Who are you guys actually siding with? I'm actually just that mad. Okay, here it says we are with the people of Marawi and acts of terrorism. But then where's that other picture there? Let's see, it's near the end here. Boy. And then, where's that? Oh! Stop military operations! Are you kidding me? So, you're against terrorism and you're against military operations against the terrorist? UP students, University of the Philippines students, are you that dunce? Are you that idiot? Oh, fuck. I've been here in Canada for years working my ass off. And the quality of the education seems to be dropping down. One picture, stop military operations. Down against imperialism. Fight for just and lasting peace. And then on the other picture here, and acts of terrorism. Are you... Wow. Just wow. Okay, I'll tell you guys something here. You guys don't like martial law, but then at the same time, you guys don't understand what martial law is. I was born on 1987. I was there during that martial law. I've heard 50-50 against martial law and with martial law. Now, the Marcos era, the Marcos dictatorship, whichever you guys want to, that martial law was actually enacted on 1935. This is actually giving full authority to the president and to the military, canceling all positions that have been filled by the public. This is from my understanding. And military takes over. That is the 1935 martial law. Now, for the 1987, no, actually I was wrong, 1986. Okay, I'll say this now. I got this from a source that a lot of people will be surprised. What changed under the 1987 Philippine Constitution pertinent to martial law? 5 years after ending martial law, Marcos was toppled for power through the 1986 People Power Revolution. Yeah. Corazon Aquino, the widow of Marcos critic Benigno Aquino Jr., ascended to the presidency. In April 1986, through Proclamation Number 9, Aquino created the 1986 Constitutional Commission, CONCOM, which was responsible for drafting a replacement for the 1973 Constitution. Fast facts, the 1987 Philippine Constitution. The new Constitution, she said, should be truly reflective of the aspirations and ideals of the Filipino. Unlike the 1935 Constitution, which Marcos based his proclamation on, the 1987 Philippine Constitution was more explicit on when martial law can be declared. Section 18, Article 7 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution says that the President, as Commander-in-Chief, may, in case of invasion or rebellion, this situation in Marawi is an act of terrorism. When the public safety requires it, suspend the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus or place the country under martial law. The martial law period or suspension of the writ of habeas corpus should, however, not exceed 60 days. The writ safeguards individual freedom against arbitrary state action. Unlike the previous constitutions, the 1987 Constitution specifies that the state of martial law cannot override the function of both the judiciary and legislative branches of the government. The latest Constitution does not authorize the conferment of jurisdiction on military courts and agencies over civilians where civil courts are able to function. A state of martial law does not automatically suspend the privilege of the habeas corpus. This is a long one. Its suspension shall only apply to persons judicially charged for rebellion or offenses inherent in or directly connected with the invasion. During the suspension of the privilege of the writ, those arrested or detained shall be judicially charged within 3 days or otherwise released. What's the process that shall be followed after declaring martial law under the 1987 Constitution? Under the latest Constitution, other branches of governments have a say in the declaration of martial law. Remember, during the Marcos era, the president and the military get the power. To prevent grave abuse of discretion on the part of the chief executive, which is the president at the moment, Duterte. The 1987 Constitution says that the declaration should be affirmed by the Congress via vote and reviewed by the Supreme Court. Now remember, the Marcos era / dictatorship states, like from my understanding, Congress had been abolished at that time. Within 48 hours after its declaration, the President shall submit a report in person or in writing to Congress. Congress then has the power to revoke the proclamation by a vote of at least a majority of all members of both the Senate and the House. Congress can also, if requested by the President and if public safety requires it, extend the period of martial law beyond the mandated 60 days. 60 days. And it requires Senate and Congress, see? The Supreme Court, meanwhile, may review the sufficiency of the factual basis of the proclamation of martial law in an appropriate proceeding filed by any citizen. Okay, now, there's more actually. Dangers of martial law. Like I said, I actually got this information from a website that a lot of people will be surprised. Dangers of martial law. There are people who laud the martial law period in the Philippines, claiming that it was the best years of the country. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, 50-50. However, the supposed discipline that existed then was accompanied by numerous abuses suffered. True. That's why there's a hashtag never again. According to Amnesty International, about 70,000 people were imprisoned while 34,000 were tortured and 3,240 were killed during the martial law from 72 to 81. People deemed to be subversive were tortured by various means, including electrocution, water cure, and strangulation. Water cure is something like put a cloth in front of, on top of your face, and you're practically drowning. Oh, and pour water. Will this happen again in the Philippines under martial law one more time? Ooh, yeah. Okay. You know where that came from? It starts with an R and ends with an R. I'm not a huge fan of them, but they do have some good information. So I just read you a factual information here. So I actually got mad there. Even some of the people are making like, are you guys really students of the University of the Philippines? Just wow. And the pictures against imperialism, stop military operations and acts of terrorism, against martial law, like, made up your freaking mind. How many people do you think are suffering right now in Marawi? It's so idiotic. You guys can't even make up your mind. You know, President Duterte, I'm actually a fan of him. But I keep an open mind. You know what he did when he found out about what's going on in Marawi? When he was in Russia? He cut his visit short. He returned home. Compared to a specific vice president by the name of Lenny Robredo, who a while ago, not that long ago, went to New York to meet up with some people, and this meeting up with Loida Nicholas Lewis, shame of the Philippines, and knowing that there's going to be a typhoon in her home province, and she still went, and when she had been berated, claimed that she couldn't get any tickets back home to the Philippines. While we got Duterte here that cut his state visit short to return to the Philippines. Now, under the new martial law, the 1986 martial law, he can only have a maximum of 60 days. And the officials that have been elected are not going to vacate their positions. Martial law had been put in place in Mindanao for a reason. This is for the safety of the masses. Safety of the innocent. We got people getting killed there right now. And you idiots out there, kids that think that you know everything, are doing protests, and each placard that I read have different signs. You are with the Marawi people? No, you're not. You want to end terrorism, but then you're against military operations, against the terrorists? Wow! I'm not even gonna edit this. I'm just gonna post this because I am that pissed off. How much do you think have the Philippines lost already due to corruption, due to drugs? How much suffering are there now? And you pampered little babies that requires a diaper change. I'm watching my language here. I don't want this to be PG-13. Like, I don't want this to be a mature content. Like, you guys, I see as little babies that doesn't get what they want, that requires a diaper change, and get to be bottle fed. And I think the milk that they are giving to you people on that pictures that I've seen are rotten. Just, wow. I can't believe this. I created this video after work, after going through a 12-hour shift. I'm concerned for the people of the Philippines. I'm here halfway around the world working, while I get students who's supposed to be the future of the Philippines acting like an idiot. It's not just them. There's a lot of idiots out there. Think before you act, okay? Think before you act. I'm done here. Okay, that was actually good. Letting some steam out, but the point shall be across there. For the Marawi people, I hope everything's okay for you guys. As for you guys, the UP students, you're despicable. You're disgusting. Why? It's because whatever you guys are protesting, I don't even know. There's really no point of watching that protest video because a picture is practically 1,000 words, which 21, I believe. How many pictures are there? Let me recheck. 22 pictures. And very photogenic, actually. Very photogenic. Good job, Chester. Really good job. Not the martial law. Do you guys even know what the martial law means now? That new martial law that was enacted in 1986. What they call this? And terrorism. And then we got and acts of terrorism. We are with the people. Like, yeah, I really doubt you guys are with the people of Marawi. And then there's this one here. Let's see. Stop military operation. Yeah, stop military operation. Sally against CSSP. And then very pathogenic people. It's like, what are you guys actually? Oh wow, this one's really good. Yeah, I'm shaming you guys. Screw you. There's a lot of people in other countries right now, Filipino people, that actually had to work hard. I'm very ashamed. You want to know why? Because I showed this to people. Oh wow, this one's good. Oh, someone's playing a guitar singing. Oh, very photogenic. This is more like propaganda, more like what do you call it? Oh yeah, the Starstruck. Yeah, this looks like man, aren't you guys ashamed of yourselves? Wow, UP, University of the Philippine students. Not all of you, but some of you. It's like, how much? Wow. So, Philippine Colegian. Philippine, Collegian. And it's an album for peace and justice candle lighting action at Palma Hall AS. If you guys are wondering, I'm just gonna piece these two videos together, gonna post it because I'm just that pissed off every time I think about this. So you guys want to end acts of terrorism, then at the same time stop military operations, then you're adding down against imperialism. There's this one, looks like oh god, this one's good. I don't know if you can see that. Wow. The more I look at it, the more I get pissed off. That's why I gave you guys that there. I'll even try and see if I can put the link in the Facebook page. The Facebook page link in the description below. Just wow. Okay, so I'll make this clear. I'm a Duterte fan. The moment I heard his name, I started following him septically. Sometimes, at first, I really didn't agree with his statements. But then my opinion of him changed and I became a pro-Duterte. I was never against him. I just started following him. I was trying to decide, who is this guy? Is this guy worthy? He wouldn't even want to run for presidency. Even when someone kneeled and begged and cried in front of him, he still refused. But when he finally decided, he made his intentions clear. Of course, he could not keep some of those promises. Well, one is that 6 months clean the streets, because he saw how bad it is. And yet some of you guys, just even you UP students there, not all, but this specific group here. And then the yellows are practically just having fun right now with this whole situation, right? I've actually seen paid trollers. Actually, I don't have an evidence yet, but you know what? Because I just look at since I got involved into politics the moment that Duterte stepped in, I kind of saw Facebook profiles change from one person to the next. I usually keep tabs on And wow, I've actually seen some of their posts. Well, this subject is kind of becoming broader and broader now, so I just feel sorry for I'm actually quite ashamed that the situation in Marawi right now is being used as a political tool. Innocents are dying. And from what I heard, a police chief was killed there by this so-called ISIS group. And I feel very, very sorry for the family, for the people there. And I got these idiots out there that thinks that they know everything. You guys got the books? Check the 1986 martial law. Please tell me what I missed. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But what Duterte is doing right now is for the best of Mindanao. If he wants martial law, he will have actually declared it right away for the whole country of the Philippines. He will have abolished Congress. He will have put in the military officials on those posts. Any public officials will have been removed from their posts if the 1935 martial law constitution was still in effect. No, he didn't. He imposed martial law, and the public officials are still there, still arguing. Even the yellows are still arguing, right? Think about that. Think before you act. I've made a lot of mistakes in the past, and I'm actually learning from those mistakes. I can't believe I'm actually saying this. My boss actually told me this. Think before you act. In that protest there, so much agendas. Innocent lives are at stake here. Support them. Don't use this as a political agenda. Don't blame the president for a terrorist group. Remember, SAF 44, Noynoy Aquino knew about that operation, and 44 got killed for one person. That the hostage crisis in Hong Kong. And I'll add also the part where oh yeah, the corruption. That during his term, he could not fix. We got this one man now willing. A lot of the Filipinos here in Canada support him. There's some that doesn't, but a lot do support him, including me. Give this man a chance. He got his visit short to Russia. Putin actually made time for him. Then Duterte went straight back to the Philippines to oversee the situation. This video have been created at May 25, 2017, 8 a.m. I'm gonna end this video now. Have a good day, good night, afternoon, wherever you guys are. Traveling Pinoy signing out.